Okay,
Yes,
so right next to you. Yeah.
Great response on texting him, Victoria.
You know, you were out with like the OGs on that stuff.
I'm going to say.
You want to back up a tiny bit. I want to run up your foot there. I need like that beep, beep, beep when you're going backwards. I want to thank everybody for being here for a huge announcement. This is something that the people of Texas wanted, the people of America wanted to see this take place. And what I will be announcing is possible because we had great leadership by the Lieutenant Governor Patrick, by Speaker Burroughs, as well as you can see that this is, of all the different signing events that we've ever had in this room, this is by far the most populous for one of the most popular items. And so I want to thank everybody who voted for this in the House and the Senate. This is very simple. Hostile foreign adversaries like China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, as well as foreign terrorist organizations like Trinidad, must not be allowed to own land in Texas, period. They should not be allowed access to our critical infrastructure, and they may not be allowed to exploit our border. And Texans should not have to compete against foreign adversaries when it comes to buying Texas land. One of the bills I'm going to sign is SB 17. It's the strongest law in the United States to prohibit foreign adversaries from buying land in our great state. Serious penalties, stiff civil penalties, as well as criminal penalties for violating this law. I'll also be signing Senate Bill 1349. It creates a criminal offense for transnational repression and intimidation. And signing House Bill 128 that prohibits sister city agreements with foreign adversaries. Once again, I want to thank Lieutenant Governor Patrick, Speaker Burroughs, as well as the sponsors for these bills today, Senators Colhorst and Hughes, Representatives Hefner, Orr, and Jenny Lopez. I had one more. I want you to let one out. Foreign adversaries can no longer buy land in the great state of Texas. Now, Speaker Burroughs.
Government's core function is to protect and defend its citizens and its sovereignty. It has always been the case that is one of the most important functions it is. As we look around the world and we see the rising threat of these global threats, whether it's terrorists or other countries that are hostile to us, it is important that Texas and Texans step up to protect and make the investment in taking care of us and our infrastructure. These bills today represent what we do. These bills today are the culmination of years of work of the members at this table, and the governor signing them into law is the commitment to do what is important in protecting us against hostile foreign adversaries. I want to thank Chairman Hefner, Representative Lopez, and Orr in the House for carrying these important pieces of legislation, Senator Colhorst, who's worked on this for multiple sessions to get this across the finish line, and Senator Hughes, and of course the Lieutenant Governor. Working together, we were able to achieve historic victories for Texas and making sure everyone knows Texas is not for sale. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah. Now, Senator Colcourse.
Thank you, Governor. What a great day! What a great day for Texas and our nation. These series of bills are so very important, and I want to speak to something that is Senate Bill 17. Governor, you were the first. I believe it was 2 days before your inauguration in 2023. You tweeted about Senate Bill 147. Get this bill to my desk and I'll sign it. And that started a lot, if you will. It was quite a journey, and I want to thank Speaker Burroughs, and I certainly want to give a shout out to my friend and colleague Cole Hefner. Chairman Hefner, you were a trooper, and I want to say this, that as this bill moved through the process, and Speaker, thank you. I'm grateful to the Lieutenant Governor for giving it a priority number, as well as the Speaker, but these members behind us made this bill better along the way, every step of the way, with amendments, with input. And we came out, Governor, as you said, with the strongest bill in the nation. We have 15 military installations in the state of Texas. We're rich in farmland, in water, natural resources like oil and gas, timber, rare earth materials. And what we have said with Senate Bill 17 is, you're not going to, if you're a hostile foreign nation, you're not going to own it. Don't mess with Texas. And so I will just end it with this. General Patton said about national security, he said, a pint of sweat saves a gallon of blood. And I believe that that is what we've done with all three of these bills. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Governor Abbott, for being there all the way through and for making this get to the finish line, because it really was your determination, your push through.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we'll take a few questions.
I'm wondering if you could just talk about the journey. I remember about 2 years ago there was a CCP campaign to try and kill your bill. And one of my sources actually found that you and the governor were on a darknet CCP website. And so we reached out and worked through all of some repercussions from that. I'm just wondering if you could talk about the challenges that you overcame, and have you ever had any kind of fierce opposition to a bill like that?
Well, it certainly was a lot, and you brought some things to the light. And Governor Abbott was there from the beginning with that tweet, and then he would call me. We would talk through strategies. We got the bill out of the Senate, and it didn't catch traction in the House. But you know what? Representative Hefner, Chair Hefner, called me in the interim. He was chairing a committee, and he said, hey, you're right about all of this. And some of the reporting that some of you did that had investigative reporting was important. I want to thank some of the folks over here that testified for this bill and bringing it to the forefront. And then the members behind us who went back to their districts and they started looking around, and it was real. And I will say, Governor Patrick as well, but Governor Abbott, you were strong, and it was hard. I've rarely seen that many protests, I mean, organized protest against a bill, starting with Senate Bill 147 all the way through Senate Bill 17, House Bill 17, and then billboards and commercials and, like you said, the social media. So there were a lot of brave people that came and testified for the bill. That risk a lot, and some of those having formerly been from the country of China, and they stood up for what was right in making Texas and our nation. This is a national security bill.
Well, you signed the critical infrastructure bill 2 sessions ago. The bill's here today. What else is there left to do?
To sign? Oh, we got a whole lot more to do.
Well, in regards to protecting Texas land, is there anything else that needs to be done?
Listen, we will never relent when it comes to protecting Texas land. We'll turn over every stone to make sure we take every step needed to make sure we safeguard our land. This obviously is the strongest bill in the entire nation, but we've got to wait and see how it's implemented to make sure that it lives up to the way that it's structured. If there's any shortcoming in it, we'll make sure we stiffen it.
Talking about the Tren de Agua, how you are preventing to these people coming to this country and get like these alerts when this is happening?
So I'll say this, and I'll let you guys answer it also. But the Tren de Agua situation is one that we specifically wanted inserted because, among other things, this also prevents the leasing of property. And what we found with Tren de Agua, what they like to do is to come to states in the United States, lease out property, use it for human trafficking purposes, and this gives me authority to not just declare them a foreign terrorist organization, but anybody else that sets up operations like that. They will fall under this law, and we will be able to prosecute them and put them in jail where they belong.
Governor Abbott, you added 2 items to special session yesterday. One of them about making sure that same-day voter registration is prohibited in the state of Texas. Can you talk about how that came about?
Sure. It surfaced over the course of this week, and it surfaced, I think it was Valerie Swanson. Is she here? Didn't you bring it up?
Yes.
Yeah, so Valerie Swanson brought it up. I found out something that I was unaware of, and that is that there was the possibility, I think it's some legislation that passed during the regular session, right? That led to election day registration of voting, same-day voting, same-day registration. And that's something that we don't want in Texas because it opens the door to potential cheating. And that's why I put it on the call, and that's why I think I'll be signing a law on it.
2 more questions. Governor, the question everyone wants to know here is what has to pass in order to avoid a third special session?
Well, so I hear that you're thinking about running for one of these new seats. Yeah, so until I see a district that's carved out for you, the session will not end.
Do you see yourself calling a third special session over Texas House redistricting?
So what I've seen so far is tremendous progress being made on all the items that I put on the call, and I won't talk about anything else until I see what happens with this call.
Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.